Hi everyone, this is Rhea Se from Remax Westcoast. For buyers who are looking for their ideal home, it may feel like slim pickings if there are only a limited number of listings available at any given moment. So when no available listings are a good fit with what you're looking for, how do you expand your search for more listings? You can do what most people do, just sit around and passively wait for new listings to come onto the market. And when a hot listing becomes available, you can then duke it out with other buyers and see who gets his hot listing after potentially a multiple offer situation. Or you can take the unusual route and ask your realtor to search for expired listings from within the past 12 months and expand your search that way. An expired listing is a property that has not sold by the end of the period stipulated in the listing contract between the seller and the listing agent. There can be many reasons for why a property hasn't sold. Oftentimes, the price could be set too high, or the listing wasn't marketed properly by the listing agent, with the home not staged properly or prepared attractively enough for the market. Or perhaps the showing times are too limited and inconvenient for the average buyer to come in and check out the place, and therefore they have moved on to another choice. In any case, expired listings are officially off the market, but the records still exist in our realtors database and can be very easily searched by realtors. You may ask, why would it be beneficial for a buyer's agent to explore expired listings? Because even though the seller has listed the property in the past 12 months, it doesn't mean that they want to sell now. And with a buyer initiating cold contact about purchasing the home that the seller is no longer selling, the seller would surely demand a high price, most likely above fair market value, right? So how can this strategy benefit the buyer? Well, before I had this exact same question myself. So indeed, there is a good proportion of sellers who have a fixed, lofty number in their minds and who don't want to match fair market value. These people will always want their properties to be unreasonably overpriced. And if they're happy with not getting their properties sold at the end of the day, so be it. But actually, I've seen that some sellers may very much welcome a written offer on their home even though it's no longer listed on the market. This is because listing a home takes so much time, effort, money, and inconvenience that it can be very disappointing to not get the property successfully sold as expected. Think about the possible repairs and renovations, all that cleaning and tidying, staging the place to make it look presentable, all the personal and family inconveniences from stepping away from their own home during open houses and showing appointments for buyers. I'll tell you a funny anecdote about my male friend who found preparing for his own open house to be so nerve-wracking. He was so anxious to make his home as presentable as possible for buyers, and he did cleaning from top to bottom to ensure it was in its best possible shape. But because this guy was so nervous about the outcome of the open house, he had a sudden urge to use his own bathroom for number one before leaving his home and having the buyers come in for the open house. But then he was faced with a seriously difficult dilemma. Should he stand up like usual to do his business, or sit down to ensure that his bathroom is truly as clean as possible before the open house? He chose to sit down. Trust me when I say that I'm not into bathroom humor at all, but this small anecdote just shows how incredibly stressful some sellers find the property sales process to be and some of the high emotions that can go along with it. Property sales can be a very high-stakes business, and if at the end the sellers are unsuccessful after putting in all that extra work and energy, they may potentially have some feelings of regret over missed opportunities or feel an inability to move on to the next chapter of their lives. Another point is that sellers who have an expired listing may be actively thinking about trying the market again in a few months' time with a fresh listing. So if they receive a good written offer from a buyer before relisting, they may be glad to quickly accept if the price is reasonable and they are spared the painful hassles from open houses and showing appointments all over again. Moreover, the seller may have started off with very lofty price expectations. But when their property has just been sitting on the market with the listing contract left to expire, there's hardly any buyer interest despite the listing realtor's hard work, there is a chance the seller may have learned from that unsuccessful experience and potentially would have more realistic demands and pricing expectations now. And they may be looking forward to negotiating with a brand new buyer more reasonably if given the opportunity again. Also, chances are very low that 2 or more buyers would be having a multiple offer bidding war over one expired listing. So that's good news for the buyer. These are a few reasons why buyers should get their realtors to look into expired listings in order to expand their search for more suitable properties. It won't necessarily be an easy process because obviously some sellers may no longer want to sell their property anymore. However, some sellers may be eager to receive a written offer on their expired listing, given everything that they've been through and the disappointment that they had with their property unsold. They may even have a change of heart on their original price and conditions if given an actual written offer in their hands that will help them quickly reach one of their real estate goals. If you have any specific questions about accessing more listings or would just like to talk about your own real estate situation, please feel free to contact me anytime. For this month's prize draw, I am giving away a $25 TNT gift card. To participate in this draw, just send me the words listing by text, WhatsApp, WeChat, or by email before this date and time below. See you next time.